Chapter 2, Analyzing the External and Internal Environment. Business environment may be defined as the business environment is aggregate of all the conditions, events, influences that surround and affect the businesses. Next, the sum total of all individual, institution and other forces, sum total of all individuals, institutions and other forces that are outside the control of a business enterprise, but the business still depends upon them as they affect the overall performance and sustainability of the business. Benefits of environmental study. The benefits of studying business environment are: first, development of strategy. First, strategy, action plan and forecast and up to date. So first, strategy, action plan, forecast and up to date. Develop of strategies, long-term policies and objectives of the firm. Develop of action plan to deal with the changes. So first we will develop of strategies, long-term policies and objectives, and then we'll go to the action plans. First policy and then action plan, and then the consequence, forecast the consequence of socio-economic changes at the national and global levels. Analysis of competitive strategies and formulation of effective countermeasures to keep the business dynamic and up to date. Characteristics of business environment. First, environment is a dynamic in nature. It has direct and indirect impact. Two types of factors. Environmental is an integral part of a business. Impact on the business decisions, multidimensional. So various components of a business environment are external and internal. So in characteristics, first points, the first one is dynamic, and second is direct and indirect on the working of the business. Two factors, that is internal, external. Without the support of either internal, so connected only. Without the support of either internal or external, the business can't run or operate. Due to environment, business can take proactive or reactive decisions. So because of environment, there will be impact on the business decision as well. Multidimensional. External environment. In external, there are further two: micro and macro. In micro, supplier, customers, market intermediaries, competitors and public. So micro environment. First, customer wants some product, so suppliers will come, that I will supply the and in between market intermediaries also will come, and for that competitors will be, and public. So suppliers, customers, market intermediaries, competitors, public. Micro, supplies of the input, customer, marketing intermediaries, competitors, public. See, these people are closely related with the company. Think like that, closely related. Company will deal daily with its suppliers, company will deal with its customers and intermediaries as well, and competitors also, and public. If any public goes wrong or they lose the trust, it will affect the company. So all five people will daily they will be connected with the company, even though they are external, but micro, at small level, at a thin layer, they will be connected with the company. So micro. Next, macro. In this, economic, political, legal, technological, global, socio-cultural, demographic, natural, ecological. Outside, these are not in the hands of the company or even industry also cannot do anything. Next, internal. Value system. What is your value system? Company's value system. Mission and objective. Organizational structure. So external, micro. First, suppliers. For smooth production and sales, the business should have more than one supplier in the list to have an unhampered production and schedules. Like, remember one sentence, with that you can write in the exam. The people who buys and use the products and services of a business are an important part of the external micro environment. They are customers. And next, in the firm external micro environment, marketing intermediaries play an essential role of selling and distributing its product to the final customers. Competitors. Different firms in an industry compete with each other for a sale of their products. They constantly watch competitors' policies and adjust their policies to gain the customer confidence. A public is any group that has an actual or potential interest. Public means they are not customers, they just have an interest in the company or impact on an organization ability to achieve its impact interest. Next, external macro. Economic environment includes all those forces which have an economic impact on the business. Accordingly, total environment, economic environment consists of agriculture, industrial, whatever field is there, that all we have to write. Agriculture, industrial, basic economy philosophy, stages of economic development, trade cycle, national income, per capita income, savings, money, supply, price level, fiscal and monetary policies, and population. Economic related whatever is there, we have to write that all. And here the box they gave, that is very important. Please remember that also. So economic factor, first government fiscal and tax policy, so you can remember tax policies, tax policy. Second, and economic conditions, next economic system, economic, 4 points. First condition, next system, next policies and growth. Condition, system, policy, growth. Condition, system, policy, growth. Condition, system, policy, growth. Condition, system, policy, growth. Unemployment rate, interest rate, first was tax and this is interest. You can remember as ETR, E for economic related 4 points, T for tax and next T for taxes. First was tax policy and next is taxes. R for rates, 3 rates are there. First is unemployed rate, interest rate, currency exchange rate. Unemployed rate, interest rate, currency exchange rate. Unemployed rate, interest rate, currency exchange rate. Next, political environment. Third line, in order to attain a meaningful business growth, stable and dynamic political environment is very important. Legal environment is also significant for functioning of a business, as various laws are enforced to regulate the operations of the business enterprise. So next box is first political. First climate. Political climate, amount of government activity. Next, political stability and risk. This you can divide into 2 parts: political stability, political risk. And government debt. Next, budget deficit or budget surplus. These also 2 points: budget deficit, budget surplus. Next, taxes. First, corporate tax, personal tax, payroll tax. Corporate tax, personal tax, payroll tax. Corporate tax, personal tax, payroll tax. So triple 3 times tax word can be used, and in budget 2 times: budget deficit, budget surplus. And then international related, first import tariff and quota, export restriction and restriction on the international financial flow. So first, political climate and political stability, political risk, government debt, budget deficit, budget surplus, corporate tax, personal tax, payroll tax. Next, international, first import export and restriction on the financial flow. Next, legal factors, and like think of employees legally, more related labor. So first, in legal, law majorly is there, but in law also 3 points with respect to labor only. First, minimum wage, and third, worker safety, and third, labor laws. And next, environmental protection laws, and last but one, municipal license. That is license 1, but it is related to environment. So environment protection laws and municipal license. And last one, laws that favors business investment. Next, technological environment. Technology means new things are coming. So in this also keyword is new. 4 points are there: new. So first, new manufacturing process, new product and new services of the competitors, new products and services of supply chain. So new product and services of first one is competitors, and second is supply chain partners, and any new technology that could impact the company. Next, cost and accessibility of electrical power. Over enough. Next, social, cultural and demographical factors. Social, cultural and demographical factors. So first two are interconnected. Birth and death rate, life expectancy rate. Birth and death, life expectancy. Birth and death, life expectancy. These both are rates. And next, towards attitude towards work and organization, attitude towards government, attitude towards authority. So attitude towards three people. First, work and organization, government, authority. Work and organization, government, authority. Next, ethical norms, value system, value systems. Done. Natural environment includes a geographical and ecological factors such as minerals, oil reserves, water, forest, resources, weather, climate, conditions, and port facilities, and all highly significant for various business activities. Internal environment. First is value system. Means the ethical belief that guide the organization in achieving its mission and objective. The value system of a business organization also determines its behavior towards its employee, customer, society. Mission and objective. Business domain of a company, direction of a development, business philosophy, business policy are guided by the mission and objectives of the company. The objective of all the firms is assumed to be maximization of a profit. Mission is defined as an overall purpose or a reason for its existence. So mission is defined as a overall purpose or a reason for its existence which guides and influences its business decisions and economic activity. So even you can write an example. First, mission to provide the best and most valuable adding advice with our advisory expertise. This is for like a CS firm. Next, vision to be our client's first call and preferred collab partner within our business area. Values. Reliance is governed by the following fundamental values. Quality. We do not compromise. We have a passion for best quality. Innovation. We are innovative and wish to enthuse our client. Organization structure. An efficient working of a business organization requires that the organization structure should be conducive for decision making. Means it should enable for faster decision makings. The board of directors is the highest decision making body in a business organization. Corporate culture and style. Corporate culture is an important factor for determining the internal environment of any company. In a closely and threatening type of corporate culture, the business decisions are taken by the top level managers, while the middle level and lower levels have no say in a business decision. This leads to lack of trust and confidence. If in an open and participating culture, all will be come together in for decision making and it will growth. Quality of HR. The characteristics of HR like skill, quality, capability, attitude, commitment of employees, etc. could contribute to the strength and weakness of an organization. The manager may pay a little attention to the technical details of the job done by a group and encourage group cooperation in the interest of a company. Labor unions collectively bargain with the managers for better wages and better working conditions of the different categories of workers, etc. Physical resources and technological capabilities. Physical resources such as plant and equipment, technology capabilities of a firm determine its competitive strength, which is an important factor for determining its efficiency and unit cost of production. R&D capability of a company determine its ability to introduce innovations which enables productivity of workers. Porter's 5 forces model. Threat of new entry, threat of substitute, bargaining power of supplier, bargaining power of buyer, industry rivalry. So which will be an attractive industry and which will be an unattractive industries? They gave the box. So first we have to read that to understand the 5 forces model. First, high barriers to enter, high attractive industry. Like think of Jio, Airtel and telecom industry. There are very high barriers to enter and weak suppliers bargaining power, weak buyers bargaining power, few substitute product. Means if attractive industry means these are all the points should be there. First, to enter, high barrier should be there, and weak suppliers, bargaining power of suppliers should be very weak, even suppliers also very weak, and no substitutes are available, if available also very few, and low competition should be there. That is the attractive industry, whereas unattractive is opposite to this. So first, threat of new entrant means when new people can easily come into the industry. Think of a medical shop. Smaller capital is required. So many medical stores will be here and around. So smaller capital is required. Existing companies are not influential or dominant to prevent new entrants. Whoever want, they can open their medical shop. Only license is required, and few other legal format is done. But there is no way. Exit barriers are very less. Existing firms do not have a existing firms do not have a patents, means IP related, they don't have anything, and they don't have a strong brand value as well, and there is no or little government regulations, and customer switching cost is very low. Means now if there is two medical shop, from A to B I want to go, what medical switching cost is there? Nothing. So medical switching cost is low, and there is low customer loyalty. Products are not being able to differentiate it. So both sides don't work same. So not able to differentiate. Economics of scale can be effortlessly acquired. If these all the situations are there, threat of new entrant will be very high, making it unattractive industry. Next, bargaining power of supplier. When the more power will be there for suppliers, means suppliers word will be final. When there are smaller number of suppliers but plenty of buyers, like Jio and Airtel. See, bargaining power of supply will be high. How much they are charging every month, that much we have to pay. So there are smaller number, only Jio, Airtel and Vi, that's all, and plenty of buyers. Next, suppliers are large in numbers and pose a threat to forward integrate. If you don't want to purchase our SIM, you yourself do any new network, like that. Threat of forward integrate means you do yourself, they can. There are not many substitutes of a raw material, but not many substitutes of raw material. We have substitutes for if Jio or Airtel, we can substitute, but for raw materials we don't know anything. So suppliers hold scarce or unique resources. Yes, they are holding scarce or unique resources, and cost of switching relatively is high. Here normally it is low only, no switching cost is high. So out of this, only last one was not satisfied. So bargaining power of suppliers will be high. So it is an unattractive industry. If these all are there, unattractive industry. Next, bargaining power of buyers. So buyers word will be final. Like in clothing or when clothing related, if they say 500, we'll ask for 200, 250. So our word will be final. According to our rate only, they should give, like that. They buy in a high volumes or control many access points to the final customer. Means if the shop person not giving, we can go directly to the wholesaler, like that. There are only few buyers in the market. Switching costs to competitors are low. Yes, they threaten to backward integrate. Means I'll do by myself, I can stitch, like that. And there are many close substitutes. So if we don't get our price, then we can go for any other form of the dress. There are many close substitutes. Buyers are price sensitive. Yes, if 500 they say, 200 will ask. So price sensitive, we are very much price sensitive. If these all are is there, though, so the industry or any firm is unattractive industry. Next, threat of substitute. This force is especially threatening when buyers can easily find substitute products and attract prices for better quality, like tea and coffee. Next, rivalry among existing competitors. For this also same example we can take Jio and Airtel. Several competitors, only 2 competitors are there, and exit barriers are high because they have invested lots of money. Exit barriers are very high, and industry of a growth is slow. Means growth of the industry is slow or negative, but actually no. And products are not differentiated. Yes, both gives the same thing, same 1 month, same 1.5, same 1 month, 1.5 GB. Products can easily substitute. Yes, we can shift easily to Jio to Airtel, Airtel to Jio. Low customer loyalty. Yes, because they are switching. So So to implement this model, there are 3 steps. First, gather the info on each 5 forces. Gather the info on each 5 forces. Analyze the results and display them on a diagram. Analyze the results and display them on a diagram. Formulate strategies based on the conclusion. Formulate strategy based on the conclusion. See example like if out of 5, 3 are favorable to us, means attractive, we can go. If 3 are unfavorable, we can't go to that type of industry. So we are done with chapter 2 as well. Thank you. Happy learning.